There's so much to do on this peninsula that the adventure never ends. Our next stop would be in Harbor Beach, where we would meet our guide, Pam Simp. Pam owns the corner store, and this is where our excursion would start. Well, hi, Pam.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, how are you?
In Harbor Beach, and
Well,
welcome
we're
to the
glad
corner
to be
store.
here. And you know what? We've already talked to people. They say if you want to know anything about Harbor Beach, you come down here and talk to Pam.
Oh boy,
So,
putting the pressure on.
well, I don't think so. You got a lot here for us.
Harbor Beach is a great little town, a jewel that's just waiting to be discovered. Lots to do.
Is there? Have you got things we're going to go out and see?
Absolutely. We need to show you the community house. We need you to see the Murphy Museum, which is another great spot of history. And also the harbor. You know, the harbor is one of the greatest things that this town has to offer. Just a wonderful body for activity and fresh water and the lighthouse and the beach and the pier, and we're going to go and take a look at it all.
Okay, good. What kind of stores are going to be here in town?
You're going to see some gifts and collectibles like mine. We also have a darling little toy store next door that's been here for about 5 years that there's not one battery operated toy in it. A lot of real educational and inspirational things. It's just a really good stopping point here in Harbor Beach. We also have a men's and women's store. We have a drugstore mercantile. We have some great eating establishments, a true old-fashioned hardware. Just lots of great things in downtown Harbor Beach.
Well, you certainly piqued my interest here. Oh, what do you say we go out on that tour?
I think we should get going.
All right, let's go. Oh, I gotta have one of these first.
Help yourself.
We left the corner store and walked across the street to admire the murals that covered the whole side of the town's community center. Vicki Mazur, the center's director, gave us more details on it and the center.
Mural shows the history of Harbor Beach and the community. So they highlighted special things that are important in the history of the town and put it on the mural.
Okay, what are some of the things that you have here?
Well, we have a representation of the Great Fires and one of the most famous citizens in town, Frank Murphy. We have agriculture as one of our main industries. In the early years, the trains were very important, and our town grew because of the train access we had. Of course, the lighthouse is very important. And then the last scene predicts one of the shipwrecks on the Great Lakes that happened here just off of our coast. It is a historic building. It was donated to the community in the early 1900s. It's a community center. It houses a theater, a gymnasium.
Is it a good spot, Vicki, for people coming through town, tourists, to stop into?
Well, it's a great spot. We give tours to anyone who asks.
Okay, very good. Like I said, it's easy to find as you come through town. We're right on 25 here, and you'll want to make this one of your stops when you come here.
Well, the harbor was initially built started in 1872 because the old sailboats heading north, if there were any kind of weather going across Saginaw Bay, they couldn't go any further. They had to turn around and sail back to Port Huron, which was 60-some miles. So they needed a harbor of refuge. Harbor Beach was selected, at that time Sand Beach it was called, was selected to be the harbor of refuge, and they started building these cribs. And it took 11 years to build this breakwall. Now, of course, when you have a harbor, you have to have a lighthouse to direct them to the harbor. They initially built a skeletal lighthouse, and it was on the breakwall itself. Every time the storm would come and the waves would crash on the breakwall, the whole lighthouse would shake. Whoa! So the lightkeepers kept requesting money to build a better, stronger lighthouse. So in 1885, our current lighthouse was built, and it's built on a crib separated from the breakwall. It's about 8 feet separation between the breakwall and the crib. Our lighthouse is different. Harbor Beach Harbor is the world's greatest freshwater man-made harbor. It is very large. It's 1 mile wide by 3 miles long. We're very fortunate to have it here because if the water is too rough outside in the lake, we can play around in here as people water skiing, or you can sail in here, and it's relatively calm.
The Frank Murphy Museum is located in the original Murphy's home. Frank Murphy was born in Harbor Beach, Michigan on April 13, 1890. He graduated from the University of Michigan Law School and returned to Harbor Beach to practice law with his father and later his brother. A member of the Democratic Party, Murphy was elected mayor of Detroit in 1930 and was elected governor of Michigan in 1937. Mr. Murphy served as the Governor General, U.S. High Commissioner of the Philippine Islands. The following year, the President nominated him to become a member of the Supreme Court. Over the next 9 years, Murphy established himself as a strong defender of civil rights. Frank Murphy died in Detroit on July 19, 1949. We only had time for a small sample of things to do in Harbor Beach, but we'll be back for a more thorough exploration.